This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I don't know if you heard the news, but guess what? We're doing shows, man. The people getting together for musical stuff.
Look out.
And that means Pain in the Grass. Yes, it is coming back, and boy, is it coming back. Yutch.
Oh, man, we're celebrating all things rock over the last 51 years, it feels.
Yeah, this really is a belated 50th anniversary celebration that we're so happy that the stars could align. And as Steve has hinted, man, we've got so many different vibes of KISW depending on which show you go to. Like, for instance, if you go on Friday, September 2nd, because this is all Labor Day weekend, 3 big shows for Pain.
It's going to be like a fun, chill, stoner rock type of vibe with Incubus and Sublime with Roan.
Yeah. And then what kind of ride do we have for Saturday with what we got that lineup for the 3rd?
Man, metal horns in the air and going balls out.
Balls out!
Oh, dear.
Not literally.
Balls out on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, Bush. Yeah, that's probably not. Maybe we shouldn't go BO on that one. And then how about we go OG on Sunday the 4th?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sammy Hagar, George Thorogood.
Yeah. Queensryche.
Yep.
And also the Glorious Sons, who really, man.
Timeless band.
Yeah, and a great band. And then I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I want more. Well, of course you do. Well, you get more. More theater. Hey! Oh, hey! Look at that! Oh! Because it is an official kickoff party Wednesday, August 31st with the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones. Tickets are on sale tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, which that's for everybody who is not a Rockaholics Club member. But if you are a Rockaholics Club member, tomorrow you're going to get the early bird lawn tickets for just $9.99. Now you're saying, oh, great, it's an exclusive club. No, it is, but it's also a free club that anybody can join. So how exclusive is that really?
Yeah, and it's a limited number for those lawn ones, so make sure you get on it tomorrow. It's going to be awesome.
We also have a limited number of BJ and Migs party tickets for each day as well. You want more info? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah! Scream his name, B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time for B-Migs. But it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
Sploosh. And I know the Kraken aren't in the playoffs, so how are those playoffs going?
Your Bruins are
Bruins. I thought
one
they were
step away, baby.
I thought they were coming back. They were spanked pretty early, and then they came back and showed that they might be the defensive team everybody thought they'd be. But then they gave up 5 goals in the last game. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you're not too happy about that?
Yeah, no. But I mean. It's not surprising. I mean, the Hurricanes, I thought we would do better against them, and we're not.
We'll find out tonight as Carolina can wrap things up tonight against the Boston Bruins.
Don't say
so
that.
BJ could be in a really bad mood on Friday.
More importantly,
let's go to Game 7 at least.
Dude, all these games are like 3-2 series leads for the most part. A couple, like obviously, like what the hell, the stupid Avalanche already on to the next round.
Whatever, who cares about them?
Yeah, but man, tonight the game to watch is the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Will Toronto finally end the one and done curse that it seems like they've had forever?
And against last year's champs, right?
Yeah. So if they win, they're on to the next round. if they lose Game 7.
It is big news. It really, really is big news because they are the Susan Lucci. Boy, there's a relate of the
I know what you're. I'm old enough to understand that.
And
they're always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
So you kind of want to see
the bridesmaid. They're not like the ring bearer.
Yeah, they're.
Part of me just goes, I mean, it would be amazing, obviously, but also it would be really funny if they lose.
Well, that's what I've said. Like, I contend, I don't care. I want to see them lose in the first round because it's hilarious. But if they don't lose in the first round, then I want to see them win the cup. It's like a weird thing. Like, I want to see them fail miserably, but if they don't fail miserably in the first round,
Go all the
then
way.
let them go all the way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen is that if they win and the Bruins lose, then it's the ultimate. For me,
yes.
We'll see what happens with that. But right now, we got to get to our contestant. We got Travis and Puyallup to take on Steve. Travis, are you there?
I am.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Travis will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Travis, you could pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's get cracking.
In 1996, which U.S. president awarded Rosa Parks the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
George Bush.
No.
Ronald Reagan.
No.
Obama.
No. What is Winnie the Pooh's favorite treat?
Honey.
Yes. What number does Russell Wilson wear for the Broncos?
3.
Yes. How many swimmers take part on a medley relay team?
4, 5, 6.
4, yes. In the beer world, the abbreviation FG stands for final what?
Pass.
Who is the oldest of the Baldwin brothers?
Alex.
Yes. What year of the late 2000s did Google first release the Chrome web browser?
2009,
No.
2008, 2007.
2008, yes. On the Muppets, what is the name of Dr. Teeth's backing band?
Pass.
Who wrote the 1837 story The Little Mermaid?
Pass.
Who is Mufasa's son in the Disney movie The Lion King?
Simba.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct.
all right, not too shabby.
Yeah, well, I felt there's a couple of those that he should have got that didn't there, but you know.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably going to give Steve the victory.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate the whole thing.
Steve's a smart guy, or at
Is
least
he?
he can figure out things pretty well, or just guess amazingly.
That's what it is. Steve just is a luck bomber, as we kids call it. That's all.
The separation's in the preparation, boys.
Oh, look
is-
at that.
really?
Yeah.
Really, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah,
Is that what we're saying?
what's your preparation?
Yeah, H.
Fair. Let's say years of watching television and not paying attention to anything that matters.
That's the spirit.
But preparation H works as well.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Ah, yes. In 1996, which U.S. president awarded Rosa Parks the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
It's in 96? Mm-hmm. Bill Clinton.
Yes. What is Winnie the Pooh's favorite treat?
Pooh.
No. Whoa.
Honey.
Yes. What number does Russell Wilson wear for the Broncos?
Russell Wilson does not exist to me anymore.
Yeah, who's this?
Oh, wow.
Who is this Russell Wilson? You
3.
speak of?
though.
Yes. How
I'm
many
gonna win.
swimmers take part in a medley relay team?
3.
No.
4.
Yes.
Okay.
In the beer world, the abbreviation FG stands for final what?
Guess.
No.
Gust.
No.
George.
No. Who is the oldest of the Baldwin brothers?
Billy.
No.
Alec.
Yes. What year of the late 2000s did Google first release the Chrome web browser?
2008.
Yes. On the Muppets, what's the name of Dr. Teeth's backing band?
The Electric Mayhem.
Yes.
Nice call.
Who wrote the 1837 story The Little Mermaid?
Ariel.
No.
She did, yeah.
George Stephanopoulos.
No.
Mark Twain.
No.
Steven Spielberg.
No.
Stephen King.
No.
Steve Buscemi.
No.
He's a guy.
No, this is fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You win 7-6.
Oh, Travis, so dang close, buddy.
Oh, those Muppets.
Yeah, Muppets got you.
The Electric Mayhem. What a great name.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for playing, buddy. So damn close.
Also, he didn't get the president one.
Oh,
Well, yeah, he went all around it when I said 96, so I was like,
oh yeah, you kind of
you
got to
already
know
know
in
at this point.
96.
Sorry, Trav.
Yeah, I feel like your 90s got to go Clinton.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did not have. Oh, okay.
Wait. Maybe Danny knows this one. In the beer world, the abbreviation FG, the G stands for
Gravity.
Yes, final gravity.
Oh, I would never have guessed gravity.
Yeah, if you're a
For
beer person.
beer?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Does gravity do something to make beer?
I don't know.
No idea. I just know I've heard it before.
Yeah, same thing. Exactly. Yeah.
Final gravity.
Yeah.
Final gravity.
Our buddy Hot Kyle would know because he's a beer making boy himself these days.
Yeah. He's down there in
So
Tacoma.
he might be able to tell us if he's listening or somebody knows.
And then also, maybe BJ, you know this one. The 1837 story, The Little Mermaid, was written by.
I'm going to say Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes.
Good
Okay.
job.
Good job. Yeah.
I knew his name was Hans. I didn't know the last
Hans Christian Andersen.
Because he's a Christian. He's a good Christian writing about women underwater that tempt men.
Something like that. Yeah.
I didn't even know that The Little Mermaid was written by anyone other than Walt Disney.
Yeah, most of the Disney movies are like taken from old stories. They're usually pretty gruesome, and Walt Disney, I don't think,
First
wrote
of all,
any
Walt
of them.
Disney was dead when the Little Mermaid came out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to know that.
Yeah, you kind of are because he's been dead for a really, really long time.
I thought he cranked out a bunch of these movie ideas before he left us.
Well, so another way. Wait,
I mean, Prince has got a whole studio full of songs that we haven't heard yet.
Yeah, you know why? Because they weren't his best stuff. All these
debatable.
I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, but how about Walt Disney? With all of his best work was when he died. Like, here's all the ideas he never did.
Tupac's still putting out new music. I feel. So why can't Walt Disney put out new children's classics?
Some say that Disney's his Frozen Head is out there
it's on ice.
making everything happen.
Yeah, they thaw it out for him to kick out a new idea, and then they put him back on the ice.
Futurama style.
Wow, congrats on your win. How do you even win sometimes?
I know, seriously.
With my massive intellect.
Wow, those are just two words that don't. I mean,
this says the guy who never beat me and beat Migs.
That's because I don't play you that much.
Well, you've played me enough to know that you're a loser. Not the winner.
It takes. Believe me, I know I'm a loser every day I come in here. Believe me, it's not. They don't have to play beat Migs to know that. Well, hey, how about this? Got a new poll. Because I'm going to be flying again soon, and I asked people which seat on a plane they'd want to have if they were flying alone. I mean, there's no shock that indeed you are either going to pick window or pick aisle. There's no shock to that, and you're right, Steve. 52% of the people are on your side. I like the aisle because I'm a bathroom boy.
Me too.
Yeah, so that's
which was so funny because I remember one time we were planning on a trip and you were again taking care of the flights and like you were just so taken aback, like you were just like, oh yeah, I got you an aisle seat. I'm like, I don't want an aisle seat. And you're like, well, I thought everybody wants aisle seats. And I'm like, no. Why would you want an aisle seat? And it's so funny how in my mind it's crazy to think you want anything other than a window, and for you and the Rev, it's crazy to have anything other than an aisle seat.
He did the same thing to me though too a few years back when he would always book me in the back of the plane, like as far back as I possibly could be, and I was like, BJ, can you please put me in the front of the plane, like not first class or anything, just like the farthest I can get front without paying extra.
Yeah.
He's like, people want to sit in the front? Why would you want you did the back? That's
he was sitting first class and he wanted you as far away from him as possible.
That's why.
That's also fair.
It was completely that reason. Well, it's again near the bathroom.
Yeah, I was like, no, please, I don't want to sit in the back.
I mean, the cruelest thing ever is when you have like the business class or the premium class that you still have to travel all the way to the bathroom, all the way to the back. It's like, why don't they give the premium class in the back so that we have all the room we want and then the bathroom's right there?
Yeah, I never had an issue with sitting all the way in the back, but I can understand how some people don't want to because they want to get off the plane as soon as possible.
That, and it was also, for me, it was when people were waiting, because it was a long flight. I think we're going to Chicago or Boston or something, and people were lining up to go to the bathroom, and I had the aisle seat, and they're just bumping you every single time.
Buddy.
Or they rest their arm on your head like,
oh my God.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
That happened to me once. I'm like,
are you serious?
They thought they were putting their arm on like the seat.
Oh, so
awkward. The back.
They put it on your head.
And they just rested their forearm on my head, and it was like a good 4 seconds before I really was fully able to process what is this warm thing that's pressing itself onto my bald head. And then finally I'm like, okay, what's going on? I look up and the person's like, oh, my bad. And I'm like, did you think my head felt like a cushion?
Dude, to be fair, I mean, your gray skin color would always make me think it's just the back of an airplane seat.
Oh, fair. Yeah. It's like, what is like?
Oh, wow. I would never think of resting my, even on somebody's seat. I just don't, that's your zone. I wouldn't put anything near you.
I don't like touching anything that's their zone.
I mean, that's, come on.
And I'm still trying to process the fact that people would want to sit near the bathrooms because God forbid someone has some
That's true. true.
tummy issues, you're
Hi.
going to be smelling that for a while.
You're right about that.
Or hurling.
yeah.
But I'm that guy, so that's like I feel like I mean,
so you get a bask in the essence.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
well, I just don't want to, but at the same time, if I gotta go, I gotta go. So I'd like to be, really, what I would like that distance they give you from first class. So I don't want to be right near that, but I want to be close to the bathroom, so I don't have to like sprint all the way down. And,
So are there people that don't, like? Okay, you got the aisles, and then you got the
27% like the aisle.
in the window. You says overwhelmed. So that means I'm not good at math, but it sounds like then there's some people that like the middle seat.
2% say yes, they prefer to sit.
They're hoping that
In the middle
they're
between
like,
two
well, one of
strangers.
these chicks is going to want to get with me. I don't understand that. Like that seems like such a weird thing to be in the middle of people.
I recently didn't have a choice and had to sit in the middle between two strangers, and it was awful. The only cool thing was the chick next to me was watching a Disney movie with subtitles on, and I got to watch it.
Oh.
That was the
I'm
only
sure she'd
thing.
love that.
I know. Right?
Well, I wasn't like hovering like BJ does when we're playing Wordle. I'm saying like
Wow,
just
that's
like
really
out of the corner of my eye, just enough to figure out what was going on with the plot.
The only thing I can think of is that if you're sitting in the middle, you technically have two armrests.
Not always.
No.
I know
not
not
always.
always, but in
That's my
theory.
rule.
Stupid woman next to me that's coming back from Dallas just thought that was her armrest.
You push her over.
See, that's my
Armrest
rule.
my arm on her head. That guy.
Yeah. You got to give the middle person both armrests. You just
course.
do. Yeah, you really have to.
She was wider though, so I kind of gave her a pass. Like I don't think she had any other choice.
There should be a rule, though. If you're wide, they should just go. You know what? We're switching. I don't care. We're switching. We're putting a thinner person in the middle.
I'll have fun explaining that one to somebody.
That's what I'm going to let. You know what? I'm going to
Hey,
let.
fatty, time to move.
Right?
Really? I mean, you have to. I mean, honestly.
Well, she wasn't. She was an aisle seater. I was in the middle.
Oh, well, there's nothing you can do about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, she still then has to. What she needs to do, because this is what I do. You lean over to the side and you just have to watch the cart and everything. But you that's your job. You have that whole aisle to lean out over so that the middle person gets more room.
That's why I always lean away from the middle person so I get as much room because I know it sucks. And man, if you wondered if it was possible, it is. I fell asleep in the middle, and it was so awkward though because I was like bent forward, like and my head's down, and I wake up and I'm like, there's just drool on my lap.
Nice.
These poor people are just like sitting here with this caveman in the middle of them, just drooling all over himself as he's asleep.
I'm just jealous, dude.
I'd make fun of you, but I did that on a flight where I just drooled completely. But some people chew gum for their ears. I suck on lollipops.
Pardon me?
Exactly. I always have a giant bag of lollipops with me when I'm on a plane.
Oh, it's like, who's this lollipop?
I also have bananas and anything else that might give people different types of their visions in their head when I'm flying.
Like, seriously, no, lollipops seriously help. And so I fell asleep with one in my mouth. So not only did I drool and my mouth was open, I drooled all that sugar out. And it just got all up on me. And I think Rev was watching me and making fun of me.
That's a hard sleep right there.
Yeah.
That's a way to meet guys, Ricky. Just like that. Just
Who wants a piece of this?
How'd you guys meet? Oh, I helped her get the lollipop remnants off of her hair.
Yeah. There's nothing like a girl with lollipop juice all over her. That's my kind of lady.
The worst is the other guy that sits in the middle and like kind of like falls asleep on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Just push him over.
As soon as I get in my zone, I mean, I immediately just, you know what? I don't care. It's like you're in my zone. Now it's a fight.
I do have this. I debated in my head. I'm like, it's not really bothering me. Poor guy needs some sleep.
Yeah.
I'll just let him rest on my shoulder.
That's not
Close your eyes and think it's your wife.
Here's the thing.
I just pet his hair.
Yeah.
This is why. Two reasons. Because I can't sleep on a plane, even though I desperately want to sometimes. So I immediately hate that person that can. So anyway, even if they're, and then once they sleep into my zone, there's two reasons why I hate you. Because you can do this, and also you're in my zone where I'm already irritated because I can't sleep. Get the F out. I'm going to wake you up and at least make you half as miserable as me.
I'm convinced my wife is trolling me when she does this, and she does it at home as well. Like as soon as I start falling asleep anywhere. On a plane, and I'm like, I'm dozing off. This is awesome. Hopefully, I can sleep through the entire flight. At some point, she'll wake me up, just going, "Are you sleeping?"
Oh, I love that.
And I'm like,
Not anymore.
I was.
Don't you love those people? That's a great troll right there.
Like, why did you do that to me? She's like, she's like, I don't understand how you could fall asleep like that.
Okay,
like,
that answer's not a good answer, and you know what? She's lucky she's still with you.
I was like, But I accomplished it. Why'd you want to stop that?
Yeah, that's. You know what? If she's in court right now, there's no defense. Nothing can help
I'm
her.
convinced she's trolling me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no way she can get around that. That's a super troll. There's no way. There's no court in the land that can defend her on that one. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is your opportunity to pretty much do whatever you damn well want with this show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic. You guide the show. Your calls, your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever it is you want to talk about, it is easy to do. But do remember this. Steve has a rule for you.
It's a simple rule, BJ. It's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Yeah, I would like to thank my friend Chris. I just saw this memory from 6 years ago where he said, hey, BJ, Seattle is 21-13, Boston is 21-13, and they were about to have a series with each other 6 years ago.
Well, how'd that turn out?
Yeah. Well, neither team went to the World Series. I know that in 2016.
I know for sure one didn't.
Yeah. 6 years ago, that didn't happen for Boston either, I don't believe. And yeah, now, of course, neither one of those teams are 21-13 at all. Yep. Yeah.
Wow, man. That just really
I know. Well, that was Facebook. Thanks, Facebook, for showing me that damn memory. I just popped up like that.
Son of a.
Hate these memories. But if you would like to give us a better memory, 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999.
So Carly, she tweeted at me because I mentioned that I'm going to, sometimes this month, we're going to go to a Mariners game, like a Sunday afternoon game.
Do it!
And we're going to bring Tatum's first ever baseball game.
Aww.
And Carly mentioned if you take Tatum to a Mariners game, be sure to stop by Guest Services to get her first game certificate. It's kind of cheesy, but fun for us moms to keep in our baby keepsake boxes. Not cheesy. Well, it is cheesy, but I'm doing that for her in a heartbeat. That's awesome.
We did not know about that when we took Lily to her first one last year, and thank you to the Mariners because we were walking out and one of the staff members was like, hey, how'd you enjoy the game? And we're like, it's her first one, and they're like, you need to come in, and they brought us her certificate. She was so excited. Like,
and they signed her up for her very first credit card, I hear.
They did. It was awesome. She's now a season ticket holder. It's crazy.
Yeah, Dad's in debt. It's insane. Oh, look at that. It's got the Mariner Moose on it.
Yeah.
I attended my first Seattle Mariners baseball game at T-Mobile Park, and then the name and the date.
How much toddler stuff do they have at T-Mobile? I mean, Danny, because Lily is what? 8?
She was 7 last year.
7 last year.
She's 8.
I took Joey at 4 because he finally was able to know stuff to the point where all he did was just run me around. It was Oakland. We went to see an A's game because we were living in the Bay Area, and he was just running me around trying to catch foul balls. So I'm thinking, is she old enough that, or do they have stuff like little kids can do at a game? Because that's a 3 to 4 hour excursion.
I guarantee it won't be 3 to 4 hours. I'd be shocked if we get past the 3rd inning, to be honest with you. I'm hoping if we get the 4th or 5th inning, to me, that's a victory. It's probably nothing fun for her. But other than just the overwhelming vibe of being there and all the sights and then the toys and oh, they have a play
There
area.
is. There's a kids play area called the Kids Corner. It's in the 300 level, and you can go hang out. It's for free for kids 14 and under.
Well, I don't even need to buy a ticket. I mean, I know a good ticket.
I feel like you have. I was going to say, I think you do need a ticket. They don't just let you walk in.
I got my child.
I have a child. I am allowed to go.
Give me whatever the cheapest ticket is. I don't even think we're going to go anywhere near our seats. We'll probably there's a slide.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
A little playground area. You could also meet the Mariner Moose like 90 minutes to 30 minutes before the first pitch, and then the second, third, seventh, and eighth innings. So there's
Does Dad get to meet the Moose as well?
I think
looks like it.
you
There's
are
the Moose
there. It's
Den.
not like they're going to kick you out and just
Well,
have the kids there.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if he's like Jay Buhner, where he's like, "Hey, I'll take pictures with the kids, but not the adults."
I mean, the kid
Oh,
might freak
okay.
out, so you have to, even if she's not freaking out, it's like she freaks out, so I need to be in this picture.
This is getting better and better.
So, Steve, I don't know if you have your tickets already, but
You don't.
that seems like that seems like the thing to do. Get the 300 level tickets and go hang out there.
Yeah, there's absolutely no need to have good seats.
May I suggest Father's Day weekend or Father's Day Sunday, because that's when I'm taking Lily, and then we could all go meet the Mariner Moose together.
See, we're thinking about doing it later this month, but maybe we'll do it that time. I think on Memorial Weekend.
Ooh, nice.
There's like a Sunday game at like 1 in the afternoon.
I might show up to that one as well.
Yeah, but do you want
Did
your
you at the
child?
slide?
Yeah.
You want Danny around your child because he's kind of a drunken, guy when he's at those games.
We'll spin Tatum around in circles and she'll look just as drunk as Danny.
Maybe we should like a contest to see who can do stuff better.
Yeah.
Dude, that's her thing
Drunk
right
Danny
now.
or Spinny Tatum.
I spin fast, and then she spins fast, and then just stands there for a second giggling. And I'm like, I'm witnessing a drunk individual.
Oh,
right
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Or me in my rave days.
Well, think about
it's
it.
one or the other.
I mean, again, she's so your kid. I mean, you're going to have to watch her when she gets to be like, college age, because she's probably going to be a mushroom kid like her dad.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, if she's getting high from spinning, you got to watch that kid.
It's not a genetic thing. Like, she's like, Dad liked mushrooms. I'm going to love mushrooms too.
That's exactly
She likes
kinda,
olives, by the way, not mushrooms.
Okay, I'm just making a prediction that knowing how you've gone in life, the apple does not fall far from the tree is all I'm saying.
Oh, no. Someone said, sorry, folks, but the playground is closed.
What? Why would, what?
How? Why?
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 Yeah.
We'll have to look that up. We'll have to call somebody at the Mariners.
Call the Moose.
All right, the Moose can tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I don't need that kind of crap.
Yeah, you need to know what to do with that kid. If there's no place to play,
We're breaking in.
Yeah, we got to figure this out.
That'd be funny if we got escorted out. Like, what happened? We broke into the play.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be in there.
We just wanted. She wanted to ride the slide, and Dad's not going to disappoint her.
Yeah, because I'm not. Yeah, without a play area, I'm not too sure what. I mean, you get her food, and then she like, whoa, look at this, but you're not going to really watch much of the game, right?
Well, is the Moose Den going to be available?
Yeah, the Moose was last year. He was there all the time.
Okay.
You can walk
We're talking
around.
now, though. I mean, he's got to go find the Moose.
No, you go to the Moose Den, though.
Oh, what's the Moose Den? That's a whole different place?
Yeah, 90 minutes to 30 minutes before the first pitch.
Oh, I thought that was the play area.
No, it's just another thing.
Oh, all right. Well, hopefully the Moose Den is still around. I mean, that's fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely like. Oh man, I'll have to like, Danny, you want to get in line for us and we'll meet you there? I'll buy your ticket.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
in.
All right.
We'll be that group of people. I'm no stranger to cutting lines. I'm kidding.
You are, yeah.
Not kidding, but kidding. Not intentional.
You're a better man than me because I really like to watch the game. I mean, a lot of people don't care, but I really do, and it was very frustrating. Yeah,
I like just hanging out and enjoying the ambiance. Like to me, that's the fun about being at a baseball game. And of course, I pay attention to it, but like going to the pen, checking out the food. I love going to the merch area.
So that's why I like to get there really early because once the game starts, I do not want to do anything but watch the game.
See, but there's monitors at the kids' play area, so you could not miss any of the action.
But see, I get mad at myself for thinking I'm going to go watch the game on TV when I'm at the game. I could do this at
on
home.
the playground outside my house with my cell phone if I want to do that. And
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
That's one of my favorite things about the Terrace Club is because they have the whole little bar with the TV, so I could still go to the game and then walk out and watch it live, or I could go back in and get drunk and watch it on the TV.
Oh, good news, guys.
What's that?
What's this?
The guy was doing a vacation joke. I didn't even pick up on that. It said, sorry, folks, playground is closed. Moose at the front should have told you.
Oh, okay.
When they go and
See, that's why texting is so.
I thought he meant the
complete.
Mariner Moose.
Yeah. I'm glad you really fleshed that out.
I'm happy because someone said, hey, I went on Monday and there were kids crawling through tubes. I think that means it was open.
Yeah.
That's
That or they're criminals.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not
they're
sure.
Ninja Turtles.
I'm not sure what's happening.
What was the first sports event you remember attending? Like when you were a
Wrestling.
kid? Really?
As a child?
Yes.
Yes.
wow.
Same.
I went to my mom took me to church where there was a wrestling event going on, an independent wrestling show.
Oh,
That's
wow.
why when I perform and do the wrestling thing, and I will always have fun just BSing and meeting kids, because it just brings me right back to being a kid and meeting what I thought were like these, huge celebrity wrestlers, when it was just no different than like guys like me and my friends, like, just doing it on the weekends just for a love of it, or hoping that, some hoping that he could go further, but for others just doing it because they love the experience. But, as a kid, you're like, this guy's like the WWE wrestler. And it was awesome.
That is fun. It is fun for a child to think that like a big time star is hanging with them.
And not knowing that, honest, that guy's probably like the mechanic down the street.
Doesn't matter, does it?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't at that moment.
Yeah.
They're larger than life. And that to me is what I love about doing the independent wrestling thing. It's because it brings me back to being there with my mom, who begrudgingly took me.
That's awesome.
Took me. And it's so weird to think that we were at a church with
a
couple hundred loud, not using the most using some colorful language in a church, watching men beat each other up.
Yeah. I was 7 years old, and it was the miracle year for the Boston Red Sox. They called them the Cardiac Kids. And I remember that it was so electric. I had no idea that I would suffer so much with that team, because I thought, this is great. These guys are great. They're champion. Of course, they didn't win the World Series that year, and it took them a long time to win the World Series, actually.
The other thing was going to Yankees games, but it was during the 80s, and the Yankees, that was the one decade where they sucked.
So bad.
Don Mattingly, who was a great player, unfortunately, his era of time was really bad.
Dave Winfield, Dave Righetti.
Yeah,
all those guys,
there were dudes, but the Yankees just were not.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
And man, it was so much fun though going to those games, because my dad, he was miserable the whole time, but that's okay.
That's okay. That worked out.
He took us. What about you?
Mine was probably the New Mexico Lobos, the basketball team, and my uncle had season tickets, so we would always go, and that was always like my first male bonding experience, because I didn't have a dad. So it was like, we're gonna go and get nachos and go watch basketball, and I never understood the game to this day. But it was great.
There was
times.
5 guys trying to put a ball in a hoop.
Yeah.
Against 5 other guys trying to make them not.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Basketball.
I was so obsessed with my nachos at that point. It was like, this is all I want is nachos.
Usually food makes every event with anybody good.
Stadium food, arena food is the best.
So good.
Vicky?
I don't remember who won or anything or who we were playing against, but I remember going to the Kingdome, watching the Mariners play, and my favorite part was my dad bought me a Ken Griffey Jr. shirt that I would wear all the time, just because I was obsessed with Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez. And then when Ken Griffey left, I became solely obsessed with Edgar Martinez.
She went out in Occidental and burned it.
She still spits on the
8-year-old
statue.
just starting fires.
I'm driven with her. She's like, pull over, and she gets on, spits on the Ken Griffey Jr. statue. It's very weird.
Every time,
right?
Every time.
It's like, I loved you and you left. And then people look at me funny, but it's awesome to say that I got to see the Kingdome and watch a game at the Kingdome before it was gone.
I never got to do that. Yeah.
The most beautiful stadium of all stadiums, some would say.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
That's why they tore it down.
Not sure who would say that, but okay.
What about Rev?
You know what? It was actually wrestling as well. WWF at the Tacoma Dome. The main event was Hulk Hogan taking on King Kong Bundy.
5.
And I cried when Hulk Hogan body slammed King Kong Bundy.
Why, you wanted King Kong Bundy to win?
No, out of joy, because the whole crowd was cheering, everyone was going nuts, and I was so happy.
Nice.
And King Kong Bundy was a big dude.
He was huge.
Like a portly fella.
And I'm sure my 2 kids have a lot of wonderful experiences about sports because I took them.
Oh.
And
They both just gave you like the hairiest of all hairy eyeballs.
whatever.
The one time you took him to the Red Sox and you got the seats behind the thingy.
That's
pole.
okay.
The pole.
That's a family experience, but that's not the only time we went and did sports.
Oh, okay.
It might be the one that Sarah remembers more. And I don't think Joey remembers Oakland at all. I don't think he does. And he was a lovely child. We moved our seats because in Oakland nobody went to the games, so you could go anywhere you wanted to in that stadium. It didn't matter. And I swear, everywhere someone hit a foul ball, that was where we had to go. And I'm like, that's when I realized, boy, this being a father really sucks because I was at something I loved and I did not have a good time
They
because
sucked the life out of it.
I'm not kidding. Joey would not let it go. We are getting a ball today, Dad. And I'm like, kid, you don't understand. The odds of a ball going right where you just saw it, it's like, this is not how it works. We should stay in one place. Maybe you get lucky. I tried to reason with him. Joe's like, no, we're going there because that's where a ball went. And then all of a sudden, a ball would be somewhere else. Now we're going. It was ping pong all over Oakland, Alameda. And I was just...
that makes sense on why Joe wants to go all around Mariner Stadium when we go to, but he's just drunk at this point.
And then tells you, can I call you dad? It's very weird.
That's very weird. And he doesn't even remember. That's the problem when you take these little kids places and they have no clue what a pain in the ass they were. So they don't understand why you hate them. You really wish you could show them a film.
Well, that's why I make sure I do things that I enjoy as well. So even if they don't remember, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like going to Peppa Pig Land in Florida in October for my birthday.
Yeah,
Nice.
That is, I didn't know how much you enjoyed Peppa Pig because I did not enjoy friggin' Barney, and there's no way I would have went to Barney Town if they had one.
Well, because Barney's trash.
Barney was not trash.
Sorry, Sarah. She just gave me that same hairy arm.
I got news for you. I think if you take a look at the popularity of Peppa Pig and Barney kicks Peppa Pig's ass for the time.
Yeah, do kids grow up with a Barney accent? No. Clearly, Peppa Pig dominates.
Oh, you don't think
my child oinks all the time, snorts.
And my child was like, I love you. That's all I ever heard from
which would you
Sarah.
rather? A snorting child or a bad singing child?
You're acting like both of those choices are one that I'd want.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I don't want a snorter or a lover, as it were. Whatever that means.
What the hell?
Look that up, kids. You
go to Kirkland. You can find plenty of snorters and lovers.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts at 937 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
All right, someone said, I've been listening all morning. When are we going to talk about Doctor Strange?
Never.
Thanks for texting.
Well, and it's the multiverse. So somewhere, somehow, some versions of ourselves have already done it.
Oh, deep, bro.
Yeah, man.
I wonder if we liked it then in that multiverse.
Well, it depends because it's always different in each multiverse. Some people liked it, some people hated it, depending on where you go. But I will, Rev and Vicky, I am very surprised at their opinions. We've talked about it in the hall a little bit, and we'll cover it more on Friday's edition of BJ Shea's Geek Nation, which is available on the Odyssey app, a great podcast. So, gentlemen, lady, what do you think?
I don't, no spoilers or anything like that since it's, been out for less than a week, but it was okay.
All right, there
it was
we go.
A movie that
go see it,
had
everybody.
things in it. Visually, it was super cool.
Man, it's so funny how you hear on Facebook and social media for the most part, I'm seeing people just talk about how this is the greatest thing since Rocky 1.
Well, it's very...
Okay, let's not get crazy.
It's very different. And if you have younger kids, I'd say if they're scared easily, maybe don't take them to go see
Sam
it.
Raimi is definitely the king of horror movies. So yeah.
And it very much, this whole movie is just a Sam Raimi vibe. So if you love Sam Raimi, you're going to love this movie.
He's the Evil Dead guy, if people don't know. That's what he's
He did the Spider-Man movies as well.
Yeah. Including Spider-Man 3, which was horrible.
I don't want to call this movie meh, but maybe a step above meh.
Yeah.
Maybe. I give it
Yeah, Vicky and Rev not impressed. Joey and I liked it, I think, better than they did.
But you guys, I didn't see it in IMAX or anything like that.
We saw it in 3D, which I
saw
recommend.
it in 3D, which was really cool.
Yeah, that made it better. I think if I saw it standard, maybe I'd have the same opinion you have, Vic, to be honest.
This is definitely... It helps if you've seen WandaVision and all the other stuff leading up to this.
Yeah, it is interesting. A lot of movies...
I'll never see it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think Steve would like it.
A lot of movies do a good job of letting you know where you are. That way you go, do I have to see anything before I see it? And most of the time I go, no, that's what movies do for you. They'll give you a reset enough. But people are complaining that you miss a lot because you haven't basically watched every damn Marvel Disney thing there is. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that makes... are there enough of us geeks that it doesn't matter for a regular person who just wants to go see a movie that could be fun? So that could be a problem. You might sit there scratching your head going, I don't know what's going on.
I saw a kid, maybe 9-10 years old, walk out with his dad, and he had this look of, I don't get it.
Yeah.
He was very confused.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it, and I'll probably watch it again with my wife at some point because I like to, watch stuff like that with her, and then she also gets to use me as basically the info machine. We can pause and I can tell her what's up, which is definitely
That's funny.
needed.
You watch the movie so you have the information for your wife when she's like, what's going on?
Dude, I feel like a king when I have answers.
Yeah, because more often than not, my answer is always, I'm watching the same movie as you. I have no idea.
There's nothing better than going to a baseball game or watching a geeky situation where I actually can tell, as opposed to if she needs any, like, how do you fix the sink? And, hey, what do you think about buying this car? And I go, I don't know. I have no idea.
Google it.
Yeah, I don't know how to help you here. So I do like to feel like I show up with some brains once in a while. So yeah, if you if you love the MCU, I don't think you're going to hate this movie. If you're a super nitpicker, you'll probably hate this movie.
Yeah, but they had a Doctor Strange movie already, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I remember I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, this is not my thing.
Did you watch it in theaters or
No, at home.
Yeah.
I heard seeing it in theaters was what made it great. But
Yeah, it's especially if, you're smoking the ganj or doing something fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because it's trippy as hell. And this movie does have some of that trippiness. Not as much as the first one, though.
Yeah, and people argue, could Benedict Cumberbatch, could that whole character really be the guy carrying a whole movie? And Vicky talked about, I'm not sure he can, where, he's not as interesting as, Robert Downey Jr. is interesting, where, he could carry a movie.
And just to let everyone know, there are some gruesome moments. It's still PG-13, but there are some surprising moments of some gore. I mean,
all right, bring the kids.
I mean,
any full frontal nudity?
No.
No.
Maybe not. There's some naked aliens.
What about strong sexual content? Remember those warnings before movies on Cinemax? And I was always like, well, now you've got me interested.
Yes.
It's like strong sexual content.
Yeah. Steve, I think it would be a perfect movie for Tatum.
Well, no, duh. I'm not going to watch that.
I don't think she should take her father. I think it's too shocking for you, but I think Tatum can go.
And more often than not, when I watch a movie, I have to pause and be like, Tatum, what's going on in this film? And she's just like, Daddy, no.
Yeah, no, Daddy.
Yeah.
She's just like that. I can't explain this to you, Dad. You're just not going to get it.
It's not bright enough for me. You cannot comprehend what I'm about to explain to you.
Yes.
Someone want to know, hey, Miggs and Danny, you got to come out to Everett to Aqua Sox game. There's bouncy houses, Dippin' Dots for the kids. You can catch foul balls, and the best mascot in minor league baseball, Weebly. Let me know if you're going to come out, and I'll see if I can hook you guys up from Big Dave.
And I think that's a great idea.
You don't even need to bring a kid. Bouncy houses and Dippin' Dots for adults.
Yeah, I'm leaving Lily at home that day.
I think minor league baseball is exactly where you want to take the little ones because it's a lot more casual and still the baseball atmosphere.
Some even said Tacoma Rainiers games are a lot of fun as well. Yeah. I love minor league baseball games. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And they do so much cool stuff with it too, even changing the logos for special nights. Or
still, my favorite was when they do in between inning, like how they do it on hockey too. We'll have stuff going on in between periods.
Yeah.
And one of the times I'll never forget, they had 3 people out there on tricycles, and they had to ride the tricycles. It wasn't on a jumbo screen. They took what you sometimes see on a jumbo screen, like the hydroplane races, but made it into a real life thing. And I thought that was the funniest thing.
And I think it is definitely geared towards the kids. Because it's not a serious thing for goofballs like me that I go to a baseball game on the MLB level. It's serious. Every game matters.
Vicky's got a problem. She went on the Everett Aqua Sox page, and it instantly triggered me wanting to make a really impulsive purchase.
Oh, don't do it because you love minor league stuff,
Look
dude.
at the Frogs jersey, the Everett Aqua Sox jersey that looks like the old Houston Astros jersey, but it's in Everett Aqua Sox colors.
You do not need that.
I don't need it. I want it.
Don't get caught.
How much is that thing going for?
Don't get caught, Steve. Don't get caught. He's getting caught.
Maybe they traded a player and they have a cheaper version.
Oh, I see.
I doubt. You passed it.
Well, every player, usually, the roster's probably at least 50% turnover every year.
$99.99. That's
$99.99. That's still
such a bargain.
Yeah, compared to Major League shirts, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's $99.
$80 for children's.
I don't care about kids. I'm not kidding.
I figured you guys could go matching.
So that's even more money he's got to spend.
$200 on that one.
Yeah, boy. Here's Steve trying to save money. Vicky's like, I got ways for you to spend more money.
Did you buy a jersey for yourself? I did, but I also bought one for Tatum.
See?
There you go.
How about that? We're matching. No, Daddy.
Oh, those are so sick.
I like the frog feet hat.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a good idea.
No, it is a
great
fantastic idea. Look at those.
That's pretty dope.
It's kind of like a play on the Red Sox, but better.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, it's the little frog feet socks.
Yeah.
Is that a play on the... Oh, it's
because it looks like
socks.
socks. But they're for frogs' feet.
Yeah.
I totally didn't get that. I do have an Aqua Sox jersey somewhere. I believe, and because I bought it because I had to go out and throw the first pitch. And I'm like, okay, I got to get a jersey for this. I want to look like the guy. It's a cool jersey. I like it.
Yeah, when I threw out the first pitch for the Rangers, I was like, I can't afford a jersey. I bought a baseball hat.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. Yeah. I got to remember I can wear that to Mariners games because I keep forgetting. They're an
no, they'll
affiliate.
kick you out if you do that.
Yeah, well, it's very possible.
Yeah.
They'll just kick me out, so they'll use whatever excuse they can because, I'm me. It is listeners on the loose, but you know what? It is now time to answer a big question, and that is, what do Ryan Castle and Andy Warhol have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Andy Warhol have in common?
I like soup.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah.
I like soup.
The iconic Campbell's Soups painting that Andy did, or mixed media, whatever the heck they call the work he did.
Migs likes to watch both paint.
All right.
Migs likes it when both wear a white wig.
Yeah, he does. Oh, man. I am in the wrong business.
Yeah, you are.
Well, you should be a dead artist.
Well, yeah, somebody'd be making some money if I was a dead artist, that's for sure. Because this iconic Andy Warhol silk screen of Marilyn Monroe sold for $195 million.
Oh, I know
at
that
a charity
painting.
auction, yeah.
I wouldn't pay that much, but I know that painting.
And by the way, when
You
he
can get
did...
a print of it at IKEA for like $25.
Yeah.
Print it here at the office for free.
Yeah. How about that, man?
But only in black and white. We're trying to save ink.
Fair.
Yeah. Winning bidder was identified as an art dealer, so it's this guy's getting it because he's going to get more than $195 million after he holds on to it for a couple of years.
It's an investment.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, dude. The auction house estimated that it would go for $200 million because it was a 1964 picture, but 195. They were close.
Wow. Dude got a deal.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ryan Castle, he's got a 12-pack. That's the big deal because you pay nothing for that.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Well, it's National Limerick Day, so I decided to write.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There once was a man named BJ who came to work on a Thursday. He looked at Steve with wonderful glee whenever he played Dominic the Donkey.
Hey, chickadee jing.
Wow,
It's Dominic.
that was the best one ever, Steve.
Thank you.
That was really a stretch on the whole rhyming.
BJ Thursday Donkey.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're Shrek, Donkey. Yeah.
Donkey.
Makes sense.
It's a long way to go just trolling with Dominic.
Yeah, sure is.
Every morning I try and figure out ways I can do that, Rev.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.